from the very beginning, you might be pay attention that the main focus of our interest is to learn relationship between the great empires and peripheral states, and how these empires impact on political, on cultural, on ideological life of peripheral countries. And this relationship very often has political background, but beside of political background, the process of relationship between two different societies, and even between two diverse societies, cause transformation of persons, which we are calling transit identities. What means the transit identities? Transit identities are the people who easily accepting foreign tradition, foreign culture, foreign behavior, foreign elements of dress and clothes. And today my presentation is about the person who was, in my opinion, transit identity, who was under influence of Persian Anatolian culture, and in his clothes and in his identity he used the elements of foreign tradition. Persian Empire, you know that Persian Empire is one of the greatest trans-regional empire, and this empire included territory from Western Asia, Central Asia. It also included northern part of India and northern part of Egypt. But Wani, where this artifact was discovered, actually was not part of Persian Empire as a territory which supposed to be in satrapial entity. But the relationship with the Parthian metropolis supposed to be very intensive because the style, because of tendencies in behavior, what kind of tendencies appeared by that time, was spread closer to ancient Wani, which was the land of Colchis, ancient Colchis, and definitely the population of ancient Colchis had a close relationship with the area which was under Persian Empire. As I mentioned it, under Persian Empire was Western Asia, Anatolia, Mesopotamia as well, and here during the excavations many workshops were found where the silver belts were produced. As I mentioned it, Wani was not incorporated politically inside of satrapial entity of Persian Empire, but if we take in consideration the Persian objects, the objects which are influenced by Persian style, the objects which supposed to be the gifts from Persian rulers, or just the objects which entered Georgia through the trade. This grave was excavated by a Georgian archaeologist Darejan Kacharava, and the grave was actually related to the person who has high status, and definitely was under influence of foreign cultural traditions. And inside of graves there were not only Persian but as well as Roman, not only Persian but as well as Anatolian artifacts. She dated this grave by 5th century BC because of the coin which was minted in Pantikapeon, but I think that grave could be dated by that time, but the silver belt, which is the main object of our discussion, supposed to be dated a bit earlier. The grave was excavated in 2004. It was situated near the sanctuary, and actually this grave shows hierarchical position. The main occupant is buried with more 4 servants. All of them, they have their objects, inventory, but the main occupant, who's supposed to be a master or privileged person or local elite or foreign elite, I can't say this in a certain way, had a, if we take in consideration the number of the luxury objects, it definitely stressed the idea that he was the principal occupant of this grave. My attention was attracted by silver belt, and today we will have an opportunity to see this silver belt at Tbilisi National Museum, and this silver belt represents the silver. Actually, the idea of silver belt was widespread in ancient Near East, and actually we have silver belts from earliest period, from Urartian period, and it was part of insignia. It was also part of the armor, and it was also the object which stressed the social status of a person. So this silver belt has a complex composition. There is a row of animals. Here you can see lions, deer, bull, and bird. Then we have 2 mythical sphinxes and scene of animals, and which is very important. The last is scene of symposium. These are the lions who are hunting. No, this is a row of animals. These are two sphinxes, and here the scene of symposium. I will discuss this each artifact and also try to give kind of theoretical approaches to this investigation. Shota thinks that all artifacts and all scenes must be deciphered and learned in a contextual system with the understanding of symbolic meaning, and I'm agree with his explanation. And also there is a no boundary for the typical object. The boundary, the contextual system where the artifact was excavated, not always simultaneously shows the boundary of production of this artifact. So, in other words, the artifacts could travel from one place to another place, and the single context not always shows the historical background of appearance of this artifact. So I decided to put this artifact in transregional context and to learn these parallels from the nearest cultures, and especially I was focused on Anatolia, Phrygia, Lydia, Lycia, Garia, and the territory from where this artifact can move to this space. But all this territory, as I have already mentioned, it was under Persian Empire, and the different styles coincide and coexisting during this period. So it is very difficult to say what is Anatolian, what is Persian, what is, it is like a melting pot where different styles and different compositions are made. So let's try to discuss each composition and to combine this information later with each other. As I mentioned it from a very beginning, the tomb was an example of hierarchical social relationship. It showed the status of the main occupant. It shows that this main occupant, the main thing what I supposed to stress, we don't know the gender of the main occupant because of the skeleton was not survived. And according to Darejan Kacharava, she says that it's supposed to be female, but I had my personal opinion. According to artifacts, according to the horse which was buried inside of the burial, I think the main occupant supposed to be male, and other servants as also were buried around the main occupant. They had their personal items as well. Situation raise many questions. Who are this person? Is this person indigenous representative of elite class? Is this person the servant of Persian Empire who was sent to Georgia to collect taxes or to have kind of impact, political or cultural impact on indigenous population? This is very difficult to conclude, but what I can say, the main occupant with his or her attributes of clothes, and especially this silver belt, shows that he was kind of transit identity, who was aware of tradition of Persian court and Persian nobility, who wore silver belts during the symposiums, during the elite meetings, and it was kind of object which stress the social high hierarchy of this personality. These are examples from different parts of Anatolia. You can see here Phrygian belts, also Phrygian belts from Ephesus, belts from Bindir, and these are copper belt from Iran. Iconic message during Achaemenid Persia, as I have mentioned it, there were many workshops in different parts of empire. There are some workshops in Egypt, in Mesopotamia, in Anatolia, and they reflect on the demand on then contemporary style, on then contemporary ideology, and producing mass production for using for common people. But this belt, what we are talking about, is not a mass production. It is exclusive object who was created for the certain person, for the certain purpose, and in my opinion, it was a part of his insignia, and which stressed his high social position in his society. Here you can see one of the main scene of the silver belt is hunting scene, and you can see the parallels for Persian seals, how lions are attacking stag. Then here is this seals, absolutely the same idea, and then comes idea of double sphinxes. Actually, sphinx was female. The idea of sphinx appeared in Greece. It was female, but later during the Persian Empire, the sphinxes transferred into males. And our sphinxes on silver belt, here are sphinxes also from the temple of the Persian temple of Darius, palace, not temple, palace of Darius. And here our sphinxes, you can see at the end of the sphinxes of not and on the right side of the bell, two sphinxes. One is female and another is a male. You can see genitalia. Genitalia, here is a small genitalia which stress the idea that the two sphinxes are meeting in one scene, and idea of sphinxes here emphasize the idea of protection. They are protectors. They are protectors of the owner of this belt. And the main idea of this belt is the scene of symposium, banquet. And you can see that nobleman with the Phrygian head reclining on a kline, and two servants are serving, and we can see here one of them is a musician playing the double pipe, and another is a wine bearer, and the main occupant of this scene is a noble person which has a robe in a Persian style and so-called Phrygian head. The idea of symposium is Greek, and it totally differs from this idea of single man symposium. Greek symposium is a place where males are gathering, drinking, talking, enjoying conversation and discussion. But we here can see the single man who enjoys the wine, and servants are serving and meeting his needs to enjoy the life. Where this idea comes? This idea is typical Persian idea. And we have for that very good parallels from Carburian to Mulus, where in Lycia, it was excavated in Lycia, where the main one-man symposium, you can see here, one-man symposium, and servants are attending and meeting his needs, and this is dated by 5th century. The idea exactly the same. He wore the tunic. He also has a earring. Our male occupant from symposium scene from Wani, he also wears the single ring, and here also that man has a single ring, and same idea comes also from Dashkeleon, from Phrygia, and also all these scenes are representing funerary context. You may ask me, is it the same idea and same purpose has the object which was found in Wani burial? Does this object was created for funerary as an object of funerary context? It might be that it's supposed to be created for a certain person, for including this object inside the burial as a protector, as a item which stress his high social position, but it could be also an object which was used in everyday life. Because when we come to museum, you can see the piercings on the belt, which was made for the leather to fix the belt on the chest, not chest, but on the body of a person. So it was used before, or it was created just for as an item for the afterlife. Answer on this question for me is very difficult. The idea is that the banquet scene, what we have from Phrygia, Lycia, is totally Persian tradition, and also the style how the male keeps fillet on his fingertips is also very Persian. Look on this picture, the keeping of fillet on his fingertips is Persian and not Anatolian style. Here we have the same style, and here you can see the same style. And this is neither Anatolian nor Mesopotamian. It is pure Persian tradition. And finally, I want to make a small conclusion. What this single object shows us, and what kind of conclusion we can made. I think that by the time different societies not remained in romantic isolation. The relationship with empires and imperial metropolises, I think, was much more active, and this connection was much more active, like we can imagine for contemporary perspective. And sometimes the peripheral lands and even subordinated lands and countries were open to accept and received the messages like clothes styles, political ideology, everyday tradition, everyday life tradition. And in that case, I think that Vani, which is a really distant peripheral region from Persian Empire, was incorporated inside of cultural influence of this great empire. And the process of acculturation also reached this territory. And definitely the people from the elite were much open for this collaboration than the commoners. And this tomb shows that the owner of this tomb, and we know that tomb are representing the will of deceased person. They always are represent the will of deceased person, and the part of this foreign article and object shows that this person was a transit identity who could be local elite, who could be a servant of Persian Empire sent to this distant land. But anyway, Georgia supposed, and Caucasus, not only the Georgia, Caucasus supposed to be investigated on the crossroads of empires. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to rely on only local context and not take parallels from the great imperial entities. Thank you.
I'm an archaeologist too, as you. I have seen your report, and I think this belt is more Anatolian. This motif is Phrygian cap.
Yes,
what I have seen the same silver belts in Turkey, for example, in Antalya Archaeological Museum, but their belt is geometric, have geometric pattern, but it's more early than yours.
Thank you. Exactly. This is a combination of Anatolian Persian style, and these workshops during Persian Empire could be in Anatolia. I have already mentioned it. This is a meeting of different styles and combination of different traditions. But all this mixture of styles happens under Persian Empire. The Phrygian cap indicates Anatolian tradition, but bearing the philia with this is Persian. It is Persian.
And I'll agree with you that this can be male because belt is various traditions since late Bronze, early Iron Age. Only I don't agree with you with this map. It's not correct map because we have no Achaemenid influence more than north to the Aras River, and some names is incorrect because some of them anachronical or early.
Pardon?
Anachronical.
Anachronical.
Because have not in this period the same name, the topographical names.
On the map, you
yes,
mean?
on the map. Early also. It's
actually, I borrowed this map from the internet, so just to have glance.
Just have no mana.
Just to
we have not only satrapian.
Armenia was inside of Achaemenid Empire.
No, we have not satrapian. In Achaemenid period, we know only satrapians. It's more correct for a map for Achaemenid Empire.
What I can say that it doesn't show the satrapial entities, this map. It was a general map of extension. I could not find. I was looking.
You can find it in World History. It's old edition, 1956. They have very good map of the.
Oh, it's
I can send you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
I have one question. Does any anthropological studies was made of the body? Because I have other example in Europe that we thought that it was made, but in fact, with the study of anthropological body, it was a woman. So the question is, we are used to say that it's made because there is a horse, but you know, sometimes the study of the body and how the body is, we can determine if it is a woman or a man.
There is no skeleton.
Okay.
There is no skeleton.
Okay.
I don't know. Actually, they say that the tomb was not robbed. But why the skeleton disappeared and why they don't have remains of the rest skeletons are male.
Okay.
Because of the mirror thinks that it is a female. But mirror is an attribute which is supposed to be used by men and by female, both of them. But because of the belt, which is, I think, a part of the armor, a part of insignia, social insignia, still I am more, I'm not certain, but I more believe that it is a male attribute.
Thank you.
I will show you. Silver belt from
There are-
elbow by under the geometrical pattern.
Yes, there are many belts. If you want, I will send my article about this, and there are many parallels from different. I had a limited
From
period.
Antalya Historical Archaeological Museum.
Yes, but this is a mass production, and this is
It's more
six.
cultic, more
Yeah,
elite.
elite.
Any more questions, friends, colleagues? It's always very interesting to see the discussions and especially for the colleagues.
Do we have more questions?
Yeah, we have time still for questions. You will quite fast, Mr. Khan.
About 20 minutes.
More 20 minutes. If no questions or remarks, then we can enjoy coffee.
I can say it's very effective, very good knowledge to me. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was my pleasure to share my opinion with my colleagues.